Greetings, and welcome back to Curiosities Obscura. We're thrilled to have you with us for another exciting exploration. Please don't forget to like, click the bell icon, and subscribe to stay updated with our latest adventures. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Imagine a time when the world was dimly lit. The nights grew longer, and the leaves crunched underfoot as they turned golden and brown. As the chill in the air began to set in, something magical and a little eerie was about to happen. It's a time when the veil between the living and the dead becomes thin, and the spirits of those who have passed may wander back to visit. This is Samhain, an ancient Celtic festival marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter. But fast forward to today, and what do we see? Instead of solemn rituals and fires lit to ward off spirits, we're greeted by colorful costumes, candy-filled buckets, and ghoulish decorations sprawling across every corner of stores and homes. Halloween, as we know it, has become a multi-billion-dollar industry, far removed from its origins. So how did we get here? Let's dive into this curious transformation. The roots of Halloween trace back to the Celts, who lived about 2,000 years ago in what we now call Ireland, the United Kingdom, and northern France. Samhain was their festival, celebrating the end of the harvest and the beginning of winter. During Samhain, it was believed that the boundary between the living and the dead was blurred, allowing spirits to cross over. To honor these spirits and protect themselves, people would light bonfires and wear masks to hide from any wandering souls. As Christianity spread, many of these pagan traditions began to mix with Christian holidays. By the 9th century, the Church designated November 1st as All Saints' Day, a day to honor all saints and martyrs. The evening before, October 31st, became known as All Hallows' Eve, which eventually morphed into Halloween. This transition marked a significant change from a solemn spiritual festival to a more festive occasion. But the deep spiritual meaning of Samhain began to fade away. As the centuries passed, Halloween continued to evolve. In the 19th century, Irish immigrants brought their Halloween traditions to America. This is where Halloween began to take on a life of its own. In America, it became more of a community-centered holiday with parties and parades. People would dress up in costumes and engage in games. This was a far cry from the original rituals of the Celts, which focused more on appeasing and honoring spirits. However, it wasn't until the 20th century that Halloween became the commercial powerhouse we know today. The post-World War II era saw an explosion in consumerism. Companies recognized the potential for profit and began to market Halloween-themed products. Suddenly, costumes were mass-produced, decorations became elaborate, and candy manufacturers developed special treats just for the holiday. Today, Halloween is a $10 billion industry in the United States alone. From costume shops popping up on every corner to grocery stores filled with candy, Halloween is a time for businesses to cash in on the excitement. The holiday is now less about honoring spirits and more about consumer spending. The spirit of community has shifted to a spectacle of capitalism. As Halloween grew in popularity, so did its romanticization. No longer just a night for spooky encounters, Halloween has become a time for whimsical fun, complete with colorful decorations and playful costumes. While this might sound like a good thing, it overshadows the original meaning of the festival. Movies, television shows, and social media have played a significant role in this romanticization. Films like Hocus Pocus and The Nightmare Before Christmas portray Halloween as a magical and light-hearted celebration rather than the ancient, more somber occasion it was. Even costumes have transformed. Instead of simple, homemade disguises meant to ward off spirits, we see elaborate, commercially produced outfits. The trend of cute Halloween has even transformed traditional symbols like ghosts, skeletons, and witches into friendly characters. This playful take on Halloween can be fun, but it can also lead to a disconnect from the rich history and cultural significance of the holiday. Interestingly, Halloween isn't just an American holiday. Many cultures around the world celebrate similar traditions, but the meaning and practices can be quite different. In the United States, Halloween has evolved into a community-centered holiday filled with parties, parades, and trick-or-treating, focusing on fun and festive activities. However, in other cultures, the holiday takes on a more serious tone, centered around celebrating and remembering those who have passed on. For example, in Mexico, they celebrate Dia de los Muertos, or the Day of the Dead, which honors deceased loved ones with altars, offerings, and festivities. This vibrant celebration combines elements of both joy and remembrance, allowing families to connect with their ancestors. Unlike the playful costumes of American Halloween, Dia de los Muertos includes traditional decorations and foods that hold personal significance to each family. In the Philippines, a similar sentiment is observed during Undas, or All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, when families visit cemeteries to pay respects to their loved ones. After visiting graves, many attend Mass to pray for the souls of the departed, blending remembrance with spiritual practice. This connection to faith and family is central to how the holiday is observed in Filipino culture. While Halloween in the U.S. focuses on festivities and community engagement, these other cultural observances emphasize honoring and remembering the deceased, showcasing the rich tapestry of beliefs surrounding death and the afterlife around the world. As we celebrate Halloween today, it's important to reflect on what has been lost in this transformation. The commercialization of Halloween has led to a lack of understanding of its origins. Many children might dress up as superheroes, princesses, or vampires without knowing that these costumes stem from ancient rituals aimed at protecting people from spirits. Moreover, the focus on consumerism has overshadowed the values of community and togetherness that Halloween once represented. Instead of gathering around a bonfire to share stories of the past, many families are busy shopping for the latest decorations or planning elaborate parties. So, is there a way to celebrate Halloween that honors its origins while still enjoying the fun aspects? Absolutely. Families can engage in activities that connect them to the roots of Halloween. Consider visiting a local pumpkin patch to choose a pumpkin for carving. This echoes the ancient practice of lighting pumpkins to guide spirits home. Reading stories about the history of Samhain or participating in community events can also help reconnect with the deeper meaning of the holiday. Instead of just dressing up, families can share stories of their ancestors, remembering loved ones who have passed away. In the end, Halloween's journey from a Celtic festival to a commercial extravaganza illustrates the power of transformation in our cultural traditions. While it's fun to enjoy costumes, candy, and spooky decorations, we should also take a moment to remember the rich history that Halloween is built upon. it's essential to find a balance between enjoying the modern aspects of Halloween while honoring its ancient roots. And with that, we conclude our exploration into the commercialization and romanticization of Halloween. Join us in our next venture on Curiosities Obscura, quenching your thirst for curiosity as we continue to showcase the curiosities, oddities, and mysteries that shape our world. Until then, may your curiosity illuminate your path.